Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as we got a quest, last episode, for basically getting the help of the Eldest, which are gods, basically. And they're gonna help us against Nyrisa because they are upset. Or they used a word for describing how they felt. I forget the word itself, but they don't like it, Nyrisa, and neither do we. I don't think. I really thought we were gonna go in a direction where we are able to redeem her somehow. Because honestly, Nyrisa has been attacking me, but she hasn't been. She's not as bad as other villains. Like, what has she done, really? Like, attacked me personally a couple of times, sent some troops to a bald hilltop to basically topple my kingdom, but still, yeah, there's redeeming potential there. I don't like that. You there, help me with this thing. It's called somebody called Salim Gaddafer, or Gaddafer. Just ahead, a man in the dark robes of a Pharasmian priest battles an enormous spiked beast. While he's holding his own magic with a sword, He's holding his own magic with a sword and a sword. What? Right. That's why it's getting confused. I'm getting confused. While he's holding his own with magic and a sword with a melted-looking hilt, the snarling beast has him cornered. Suddenly, he catches sight of you and says what I said. He said, "Who are you?" "My name is Salim. You'll excuse me if we forgo formal introductions until I'm not fighting for my life." I don't think you're fighting for your life. I think I am. Fighting for your life, that is. Also, this Lenorn, it's the word I was trying to find, is not attacking. I like that. I like Lenorns that don't attack. What is going on? Oh no, we're definitely taking damage. Harim is suddenly dead. Ah, there it is. Are we actually? Oh yeah, we're doing damage. Okay. Fortunately, Salim is not taking any damage. And the Lenorn is dead. The robed man nods gratefully at you. "Thanks for the help. If Shika haven't sent you, I'd have been in real trouble," he frowns. "Of course, if Shika hadn't sent me after this stupid shard, I wouldn't have been fighting that overgrown lizard in the first place." "Who are you?" "Salim Gadafar, a servant of Pharasma, so to speak. I owe Shika a favor, so I agreed to help them locate this first crown, though it appears the crown is far more than I was originally told. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Shika are as shifty as the damned death goddess." "Did you just curse your own goddess?" "I used to hunt priests back in Rahadaum. You know the atheist nation? I was an officer in the Pure Legion. Then I made some bad decisions and ended up an indentured servant to the Lady of Graves. Let's just say the situation hasn't been easy on either of us." "Yeah, it hasn't been easy on the Lady of Graves." What? Okay, so you hunt priests. That's horrible. Salim gives you a piercing look. "Is it? Our nation out of hundreds seeks independence from the divine shackles, yet you god slaves keep worming your way in, sowing conflict and dragging people into your endless holy wars. Is it so wrong to want to keep our souls for ourselves?" He sighs. "But you didn't come here to debate philosophy. Take your shard and go." That's not philosophy, that's politics. You're talking about specifically wars, and making the implied assertion that wars don't exist if gods don't exist, which is just wrong in this very game. Also, wrong in general, as we know in real life. How do you know Shika? Because it's never about the gods. It's always about the system, isn't it? It's always about the economics. Even though gods are used as an excuse, but the incentives are there to begin with. At least if you look at real life, anyway. How do you know Shika? The eldest helped me with a job in Thuvia once. It's a long story. Are you a priest? The man looks uncomfortable. More of a detective, really. An inquisitor. I track down missing souls of Pharasma, the Lady of Graves. And it looks like I just found another one. Oh, he's looking, apparently he's talking about Jathal. Meeting an inquisitor of Pharasma in these backwoods. It must be my lucky day, says Jathal. So you're looking for lost souls. You should visit the ruined village in the Gnarl Marshes. Thank you for the advice. I'll be sure to visit it. And what do you mean another one with Jathal? Or something. I don't know what you're referring to. This is the crown of an ancient elven king named Lethoriel, ruler of the first kingdom Nyrissa destroyed. But it's not just his crown. His soul has been tied to it. His ghost forced to serve its owner. While it's broken, he's trapped in there, unable to manifest. But no wonder Nyrissa's cronies want it so bad. He shakes his head. Or Shika, for that matter. Vanity and madness, says Harim. Frail creatures fighting over a handful of ancient dust. That's all I see, he says, apparently denying the existence of the ghost in the crown. You fight well. Will you join my quest? Sorry. Even if my grave-rotted master would allow it, I work alone. I'm not sure where the option is here. I kind of wish this was an option, but I'm not sure it is. Give me the crown fragment. Straight to the point. No, not really straight to the point. Yeah, you're not really straight to the point, are you? Well, go on and take it. The damned Linorn swallowed it before I could grab it. I told Shika I'd track it down, but I want to fight you for it. Especially after you just saved my beard. If Shika sent you, why didn't they tell me about it? Or you? Who knows why Shika does anything? Do. You're referring to them as a plural, so you need to use the word do. Come on. Because there's a specific distinction here between referring to Shika as a singular day or a plural day, and it's apparently plural, so plural it is. Anyway, perhaps they thought they'd already told you. For a god of time, they find it surprisingly difficult to keep straight what has or hasn't happened yet. Yeah, I gotta keep moving, I suppose. Safe travels. Though I suspect we'll meet again. That's how things work when Shika's involved. Shika are involved. Come on! Anyway, we're good. Apparently there's a crown in this thing. There's a tree crest flask. A knick-knack from a long-forgotten elven kingdom. That is a thing. And also a little bit of skin. I like that. Take the Linorn scales. With a hiccup. They are very heavy. Definitely not worth carrying. But it doesn't matter. So, that's why this map is so big. There's more over here, though, I think. Maybe? Oh, yeah. The game is chugging because it's saving. There's nothing there. I wonder if this loops back around. Seriously? Ghostly guard. Oh my god, we're all gonna die. We need to sleep. Oh, freaking. Yeah, we need to sleep. I thought we were done. Octavia's gonna be stabbed in the back. Immediately. Right. Right. So that doesn't work. So what this game rewards you in a blind playthrough is to send a single character, your tank, very far away from your team, always at the front. And also, if you want to reload, if you want to save and reload to hear where the terrible enemies are, you could do that because they make a noise. Oh, that's another thing. I'm not sure, though, if it is another thing or not. You can always check for enemies nearby by just putting a camp down. You don't actually need to use the camp.
You're always the first to get into fights. As if there are no fighters in the party except you.
Why not? I know there are others, but it's the custom. The best fighter is always in the front row.
I will point out it was Valerie who said that, and Valerie is the first one to get into fights. I was just talking about what the game incentivizes And it's sending Valerie by herself alone, very far away from the party, because the ambushes can have enormous ranges. And they do indeed have enormous ranges. So, we have a save over there. There it is. And look at how fast she is. And then a little bit of a laugh. And then we fall back. You stay the frick back. It's interesting that none other spawned. I say that, but they just did. So they wait a little bit to be extra scummy. Yeah. Why wouldn't you be extra scummy? Since you are being scummy already. Okay, Octavia's gonna take a little while to cast the spell. They're casting Fear. I don't know that they actually took damage from that. I don't think they did. Are they super difficult? Because I think they're super difficult. Yeah, they're super difficult. What exactly can we do for that? Remove fear is out of the question. Do we have anything that is fear immunity? Yeah, that unholy aura might work. If I had to guess, I would say that these things are pretty unholy. Whatever they are. So. Laugh at me. That's the one. Select everybody. Go back. We should be at the back, though. So what exactly does that do? Warded gain spell resistance. The abjuration protects from all mind-affecting spells and effects. Yeah, you'd think that that works. Let's learn how it doesn't. Okay, so we do damage to the ghostly guard. Let's try and do magic missile and see what actually happens. The fact that there's so many of them is a real big problem. Okay, here comes the magic missile. They didn't. They didn't come. So, attack that over there. So we are taking damage. But Harim can heal himself. What is going on here? Bewildering injury. That is a thing. So it definitely is protecting us, or at least I think it is protecting us. Yeah, I think the magic missile works. I think it is protecting us against mind-affecting spells. That was a disengaged attack, for sure. It's impossible to keep track of what's going on. He's just gonna die. Which means the aura is gonna go away. Why are there so many? Oh my god. Jethal is gone. Can we attack that one? No. No, we cannot. No, not that. Yeah. There we go. Oh, there's more. No, there's not. We stay back. Oh, you're gonna die if you're in combat with me. Oh my god. It's a chromatic spray. Or prismatic spray. It's pretty bad. What exactly does the game want right now? I kind of want... Valerie has been transformed permanently into a... No, seriously, what does the game want? I could have used less being a dog, by the way. What exactly do I need for that? Remove curse spell. I have that, fortunately. I wouldn't have been able to do that, obviously, because the Rim died. I don't know where remove curse is. So remove blindness. Is it a first level? No, it's level 4. Spell magic greater. That doesn't work. Okay. What does remove curse look like? It's not level 4. Remove bestow curse. Remove blindness. Remove curse. It's that one. I only have the one. Okay. That was after we slept. I don't understand. Like I'm honestly very disappointed with the balancing of the game. At late stages. Like all the problems that I point out with the ambushes, they are a problem, but they are not a balancing problem. And honestly, even the problem of the enemies having so much armor class, that's not a balancing problem. I mean, it is a balancing problem, but the problem is a game design issue here, because these battles are impossible, and it's a long game, as we know, obviously. How are you supposed... Like, I know how you're supposed to beat these things. You're supposed to be flawless with your character creation, with your item creation, with your item purchases, and with your min-maxing. I keep saying min-maxing. For those of you who don't know what min-maxing is, like, let's look, for example, any character, literally. I don't even know if you can, like... You must be able to beat the game with these characters for sure. So, like, what I'm about to say here... doesn't necessarily have to apply. But for example, let's look at this character, and let's forget that we have the bonuses from items and whatnot. So let's pretend that we made this character from level 0. Now Harim is a fighter. We want him to be a fighter and a battle priest, basically. So we need to have him have as much armor class as possible. Now, unfortunately, armor class is... Excuse me, hiccups. Unfortunately, armor class is based on your dexterity. So this here, this modifier +2, usually, I think the game is bugged. I'm 100% sure the game is bugged, because that maximum dexterity, you see that maximum dexterity on the description there? That's the maximum dexterity bonus from armor, or to armor class rather. So this +2 should work as a +1. But if you go down here, you can see that, well, actually it's working there, but it says +1, but if I remove... Let's see what we have over here for dexterity. Maybe they fixed it. It wasn't working before. Maximum dexterity 6. What do I have? Dexterity bonus 6. Where it should be 9. I think it's working. I think they fixed it, which makes the game harder. Sure, it doesn't matter. The point is, dexterity is not necessarily a very important thing for a character who's supposed to tank. So you probably want Constitution to have a lot of health, but you'd also want things for saving throws, like, for example, Wisdom. Now, Wisdom matters a lot for Harim, because that's his casting stat. So any difficulty check that the enemy has to pass when you do a spell, when you cast a spell, like, for example, if you're trying to make the enemies afraid, it's based on your Wisdom. So this +5 would add to your dice roll, and, well, specifically to the difficulty class of the dice that the enemy's dice roll is going to go against. So you want this to be nice and high. Your intelligence doesn't matter as much. In fact, your intelligence for wizards, priests, is what you can call a dump stat, and that's why min-maxing. That's when min-maxing comes into play. Like, for example, you can absolutely get away with having maybe you can have -8 dexterity and -8 intelligence and putting every point into wisdom. right from the beginning. Mostly because what intelligence does is it gives you skill points, which you don't need to do, because if you have a thief in the party, you can min-max the skills to have the thief with maximum intelligence, or maybe a thief spellcaster, so you can have your intelligence be based on for your casting stat, because that's what casting stats are. So you can have your spellcaster be your thief, your skills person, and basically not have any skills on him at all, because you don't need that. In a tabletop setting, that doesn't work, because in a tabletop setting you have many people playing the same team. In a computer role playing game, you only have a person playing the same team, which means that you're not going to have characters vying for control over the same skills. Like, for example, persuasion. Maybe all of your team has persuasion as a skill because they all want to be able to persuade characters in a tabletop setting. But in in a computer role playing game, you're not going to have that. In your computer role playing game, you just can have one person, usually your talker, doing the talking, having the persuasion. Nobody else has it. And in a tabletop setting, you can do that as well, but that requires a little bit of metagaming. It requires your team agreeing to not have repeated skills, for example, which is a thing that people do. And if you like doing that, that's totally fine. The problem is, and this is where I might be wrong on this, but I think Dungeons and Dragons has a very vocal community of people who love min-maxing, and for good reason. It's really fun. I talked about specifically in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which is what Baldur's Gate 2 is. I talked about playing Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 with a single character, and I had to min-max in that, and it was really fun. It's a huge challenge, and it's totally doable as well. It's not nearly as difficult as you might think it is. It's really difficult, but it's not impossible at all. It's just there's a couple of fights that you need to like. You need to know what spells to cast. But I did it with the spellcasters. There's other classes that you can pull it off with. But the point is that min-maxing is. I would say it's crucial, and it's like it's not even so much in the stats of our characters. It's actually the items. You need to have like specific items, and you need to know where to get them and where to buy them and all this sort of stuff. And the inventory, it's not even the inventory system in this game. It's the itemization system in this game is not good for that. So it is such a tremendous challenge. It is such a tremendous challenge to min-max everything in this game. And yes, there was an ambush. I'm not even gonna humor it. We got a finger of death. That was a kill. That was gonna be a kill. Let's see. Champion of the Graves. What is this? A Bardiche. Nobody uses it. That's the other thing. I think that's a problem with this setting, rather than with its rule set, rather than with game developers. The rule set of Pathfinder is just not good for weapons because it has so many different types of weapons, and your proficiencies are for each weapon. It's not even like Dungeons and Dragons 5 or 4. I think 4 has the same, where you just have your class has like a bunch of different proficiencies. And you can still use the weapons without the proficiencies. You just don't get the proficiency bonus. So you just roll based on your strength or your dexterity, depending on what type of weapon it is. But for here, for example, we'd be rolling strength. That's the attack rating. You have the base attack rating, which is 12. I don't know where that comes from, but that comes from somewhere. I think it comes from your actual level, class level. You get a base attack rating bonus, and then you get the +5 to that, and then you have a plus. He is not proficient, obviously, on the weapon, so you'd get the proficiency bonus, which would be whatever the proficiency bonus would be, because you get, depending on your feat, you get more or you get less. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but still, it's I don't like. No, just no, just no. Wow. Can we not? Thank you. But yeah. That's my spiel over the difficulty. I am very surprised. It's getting worse and worse, and I don't see it getting any better, honestly. I don't see us having realistic challenges at the end of the game. I just keep thinking back to when I started the Let's Play and people being like, this game is really difficult. And I started this Let's Play right on the back of finishing Baldur's Gate 2 by myself as a single character. It wasn't by myself as a player because I did it on stream, so I did get some help by some very, very helpful people in chat and being like, you don't need to cast that spell. Cast this one instead. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so much better. But still, you know, that's the thing. It's the learning. And I had learned so much. I learned so much with that in Baldur's Gate that I was very bullish at the beginning of this Let's Play. And I don't believe this game is beatable by normal people. It's not even the bugs. The bugs are whatever, but because it doesn't have that many bugs. It's just these fights. And these are optional fights. The main fights are also impossible. Also, I didn't talk to this guy. Let's have a chat with Faldrox over here. Faldrox, what is up? Yes, I need to rest, but whatever. In a clearing ahead, a satyr curses and hacks angrily at a stone pillar, trying to chip free a piece of a crown embedded incongruously in its surface. Around him, massive purple worms roll and breach in the churned earth. He turns your direction. What? What are you? Who are you? No, wait, I don't care. Just get lost. The gnarly witch says she needs you. I'll handle it from here. The satyr looks at you incredulously. That skinbag thinks she can order me around? Oh, it's a woman. Tell your hag mistress that Faldrox the huntsman bows to no one but the ringling man. Worms attack them. Ah, well. I am not prepared for this. Can you not die? Well, the enemy died immediately. I think the worms are not going to be a threat. If they eat our backline, they are going to be a threat. Speaking of which, they have eaten our backline. But we're going to be fine. That's nice. I'm going to keep our spellcasters healing. And Jethal basically staying alive, because she gets targeted like a bar of chocolates in the pantry when I go there. That's a bar of chocolates? Sure, that's how it works. Okay, let's... You know, I said plural chocolates rather than singular. Good. That worked out. Where are you, Octavia? Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your Vor vacation. There you go. And then you're out of things. Should I have known? Was there a way for me to know who he was, you know, bound to? I think the problem with the likelier problem with the itemization in this game has to do with the way you earn money. I'm not a fan at all of RPGs that like this when they. I'm not a fan of when RPGs like this focus on getting a bunch of items to sell a bunch. I know it's a tradition, and a lot of RPGs do that, but it's not. It's just a hassle. It's just really a bother. It's just, yeah. I like, it must be the way the I can explain to you why it is why I don't like it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter why I don't like it. You either like it or you don't. It's totally fine either way. But it must be how the campaign itself, because this game is based on a campaign in a book, in a module or whatever. So oh my god. Man, these things are impossible to beat, aren't they? They're the ones that... Oh, there's an actual Mandragora. I think they're impossible to beat. Oh, they take our stats away. So they're very possible to beat. I'll show you. So it's the fact that you have to collect so many items that are irrelevant to you. Desensitizes me, at least, from the nice items that we do find. Because there's so many items that are and were nice at any one time, and then they're not nice anymore because we have better, but we still keep getting them because, you know, because we need to sell them. And the thing is, we don't need to sell them. We certainly would not need to sell. It doesn't even make sense from a kingdom building perspective. Can you imagine a kingdom built on the items that you loot, and then you're basically a weapons dealer, because that's the items that you carry around. So your kingdom is built on selling weapons, but not on a systematic level. It's you personally. You're a weapons dealer personally, and then that gives you money to have a kingdom. Seriously, that's the game, because it is the game. Not anymore, mind you, because we have the whole thing going. The forest here looks blasted apart by a meteorite, complete with fallen trees and a crater at its center. Surrounding the crater are several huge twisted trees. Suddenly, the trees turn to look at you, and a jagged maw opens in one of the trunks. Hiccup. With a voice like creaking wood, the tree ant says, "Who disturbs the prayers of our fallen friends? More of the wrangling men's obscene minions." There are plenty of lingering traces of magic from the battle between the wrangling men and the gnarly witch. I think that's what the game was alluding to when it mentioned the meteor. I don't know why the game didn't say it outright that this is the place where the battle between the wrangling men and the gnarly witch happened. The trees are all burned and there's a crater in the center. That's what probably the narrators should have said, but it didn't. Oh well. However, the piece of the first crown shines brighter than any of them. It's obvious that the first crown is a remarkable and mysterious magical item. Yeah, the gnarly witch sent me to help you. You are not of the witch's brood. They are a rot, an infestation. We will cut you out. Sure, that's a thing. I'm sorry your initiative is so bad. There's a lot of them. It's potentially dangerous. Okay, Amory is tanking. Stunning blow coming in. Okay, back there. I'm not sure how that's gonna turn out, but Amory is tanking again, or still. We should be able to help her out. No, not that. The other fireball. Yeah, that does a fair amount of damage. It's not amazing. Let's keep track of where my teammates are. Okay, let's try that again. Be quick about it. Oh, it hit that one and it killed it. Nice. Let's try this over here. This one is almost dead. That's good. So now it's Jethal who's tanking, and Jethal is dead. Good. Now, where's this crown? I haven't... Oh, first crown fragment. That's the first one I get. This fritted piece of silvery metal used to be a part... Silver is metal, by the way, but anyway. Used to be a... It's not necessarily silver, is what that means. It is metal, and it's silvery. Used to be a part of a florid crown adorned with emeralds and a leaf and vine motif. It's called floral motif. Listen, you can talk all you want about proper precautions and things best left unknown, but when someone gives you the disassembled pieces of a magical artifact, I don't care who you are, you put that baby together. This is Lindsay writing, by the way. As the last piece of the crown, or the first crown, slotted into place, the whole thing started glowing with green light and humming, and that's when things got weird. Before we knew what was happening, we were somewhere else, an indistinct nowhere with misty walls glowing that same green. Before us floated an elven man, all dressed up like some sort of king, except he wasn't a normal king, because that last time I checked, elves weren't see-through, and that makes them not a normal king, apparently. The fact that elves aren't see-through. And their skin weren't. Yes, right, weren't see-through, and their skin didn't give off wisps of glowing smoke. He stared at us with his blank ghost eyes and said, "You're neither witch nor worm. Who are you?" And we told him, who are you? The Ghost King nodded. "My name is Lithoriel, once called Lithoriel the Wise. You're inside what was my pride, and is now my prison. What do you call the first crown? He gave an ugly smile behind him. A door manifested in the fog. He gestured to it. "Don't worry," he said. "Unlike me, I suspect you can leave whenever you like. Time is strange here. I don't know how many millennia have passed in your world since Nyrisa destroyed my kingdom of Rushwood, only that all memory of it has been lost, with you you younger races building your nations atop its ashes. My people are long dead and scattered. Only I remain, trapped in this half-life, denied my proper rest, and forced to carry out petty tasks for whichever abomination bears my crown. All thanks to the nymph queen." He looked at us expectantly, so we asked more about his kingdom, obviously. The ghost's smile looked pained. Behind him, the fog swirled, forming an image of a beautiful forest city. "God's my kingdom," he says. "It was a thing of beauty, a forest city that wove the trees into its very walls. But now it's gone, destroyed by Nyrisa and swallowed up by time and the forest." He laughs bitterly, or laughed. "I believe you," he says, "I believe you know my realm as a part of your so-called stolen lands. How appropriate. Yet even your oldest books have forgotten me, and I while away the millennia here, bound by Nyrisa as bauble for her servants to squabble over." I'm gonna ask about Nyrisa and his imprisonment. "Nyrisa!" the ghost snarled, and if we didn't already know he was a ghost, we would have then known he was a ghost, his face contorting in ways that would have broken a real elf skull. Behind him, the fog swirled, forming an image of a beautiful elven city again. He jabbed a finger at it. "Look! See my kingdom? See what she destroyed? All of it gone. And why? Just to add one more grain of dust to the nymph queen's chalice," he shrieked, a sound full of madness and sorrow that seemed to stab through our ears and into our brains. "And now," he says, "she binds me here as a bauble for her servants to squabble over." Yes. "What is that chalice?" The ghost shakes his head. "I don't know," he says. "Only that every time she destroys a kingdom, a new grain of dust falls into her cup. Mine was the first, but there have been so many more since." "How do I best fight Nyrisa and her minions?" The ghost laughed bitterly. "Fight Nyrisa? Child, if I knew how to kill the nymph queen, would I still be trapped in this godforsaken crown? I can't take any direct action against her, even at the command of my bearer." He paused, thoughtful. "Though I suppose her minions see my crown as a mark of station. The gnurly witch and the wriggling man fight over it incessantly. To see it in someone else's hands might fluster them, cause them to make a mistake at a crucial moment." There was another pause, longer this time. At last, in a softer voice, the ghost said, "Or, once you have left this place, you could command me to destroy this crown and set myself free." That made us all pause. We looked at each other, silently weighing our options, and then asked him what would happen if we set him free. "Why, I'd go to my just rewards, I suppose. Be judged by Pharasma and join my people in the afterlife." The ghost tried to look innocent, but unfortunately for him, we knew better. Innocent or not, he was a ghost. Spending a few thousand years stewing in your own rage scrambles your brain. There was no way of telling he'd do it if we set him free. Sure, I'm gonna set him free. The ghost stared at us. "Really?" Slowly, a smile spread across his face. "I do believe you actually mean that. In that case, all you have to do is speak my name, Lothoriel, and order me to destroy the crown and free myself." He frowned. "You'd need to do it in the presence of someone as powerful as Nyrisa herself. One of the eldest, perhaps. But they're not so terribly hard to find." He bowed low, gesturing to the door forming in the mists once more. "Please return to your world with my thanks." And with that, we passed through the door. Which means that I need to talk to Sheikah either way and see what they have to say about this. Hopefully, I haven't made a terrible decision already. Although it is totally possible that I have made the decision already, I mean. I don't know if it is terrible or not, but the thing is, if it is a if I made the decision, if I made the decision now, and now basically the dialogue with Shika is gonna be basically, hey, I'm gonna free this ghost whether you like it or not, and yeah, that's a different thing. That's not as nice. I kind of want all my choices to be based on knowledge of what's going on. Although I don't know things very well. Anyway, we're out of time for the day, so we're going to talk to Shika next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pathfinder Kingmaker. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.